Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And welcome to our impromptu Advent Tangles for 2025. Um, Today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's not a tangle per se, but more like a technique, and that's embedded letters. And I like to, if I'm wanting something special for a personalized gift. I use these embedded letters on either a gift tag or I'll use a regular tile and punch a hole in the corner and make it into a gift tag. So we're going to do an embedded letter today. I am using a white tile, but like I said, you could use a blank gift tag or you could use a tile of a different color, or you can make gift tags out of cardstock of any color. I do have a black pen, number two pencil, and a tortillon. And I do have the gold zebra glitter pen. And I also have some fine liners, Staedtler fine liners. I chose red and green in keeping with the season, but you can make these out of any colors that you want. And especially throughout the year, if you are making these for a birthday or an anniversary, you can absolutely choose different colors. All right, so once you have gathered your materials, we can get started. And I did actually pre-draw my letter. I am, I drew it in pencil first, and that helps a lot in the placement of your letter. I am using M for either a name like Mary or Mark, or the word Mary, as in Merry Christmas. You can choose any letter you want to work with today. So if you want to pause this video and pencil in your letter, I have found for me when I'm doing this that pointier letters work better. So a pointier style rather than a rounded style. But it doesn't matter. It's all about finding your creativity and what works for you. So I would encourage you to experiment with this. Maybe try it in a sketchbook or on computer paper first and just see what kinds of letters, what styles of letters work best for you. All right, I am going to now outline my letter with a black pen, and that is because I am going to fill this in with my glitter pen at the end. So for right now, I am going to outline my letter. And M just seemed like a fitting letter for me to work with. But you choose whatever you would like to use. So I've got an M. I'm going to set my black pen aside. And I am gonna actually pick up one of my Staedtler pens. So I have two colors, and I'll typically work with two to three colors. So I could either go with the green or the red. And maybe I'll just jump in there with the red. So I'm gonna aura around my M with the red. I'm coming in pretty closely to my original black line. So you might be using green or whatever other colors you chose, like a blue or a pink or a purple. And you could also do this entirely all in black, and maybe choose a brown. It's definitely up to you as to what you would like to do. I've done this all in black, and it's really fun as well, and it's just really interesting. Once I've got that aura in, then the fun kind of comes in, where we are putting in these sweet little fescue shapes right off of our corners here. And I'm going to ink that in like that. So I like to come off of my points and put in the fescue shapes when I start. And they can be tiny or they can be larger. And they can go in different directions. So you can play around with it. And depending on which letter you have, yours is going to look different from mine. So now I have something that looks like that. After I have that, I am going to add another aura. But before I do that, in these pointy areas, I'm actually going to add some rounding. And you can do this at any point, in the process. But this will just make it easier when I am doing my next aura, and I'm going to do a little rounding here. Anywhere that there seems to be a little bit of sharpness, like a point, I'm going to come in and add a little bit of rounding. So like that. All right, when I'm satisfied with that, then I'm going to come in with another aura. You can start anywhere you'd like. I'm going to start along here. Careful to rotate if you need to. Down from the top, that's usually easier for me. We want to add a little bit of rounding here before I go or around that. All right, so I have something that looks like that. And again, I'm going to go in and look at some of these areas that maybe are a little sharper than others, and I'm going to add a little bit of rounding. And this is really a personal thing. If you like that sharpness, you can keep it. It just makes it easier when you go to aura around it again if you add a little bit of the rounding. So just filling in where I would like to see it. It's definitely a very personal thing. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with that. And when you do this, what I like about it is that it just adds a little bit of extra color, and I think that's really cool as well. So I have something that looks like that now. And at this point, we could um we could go a third time, or we could actually switch colors. So this is again is a personal call as far as what you would like to do. And I think actually I am going to add some more fescue shapes now before I go in with my next color. And again, this is a matter of personal preference. Um, so, and maybe you're not switching colors. That is fine as well. So I have one going this way. Do I want to go this way or do I want to go this way? Um, and I think I am going to be kind of symmetrical and go that way. Then add a little bit of rounding here. So there's definitely lots of variation that you can do with this. And then I'm just going to aura around this one more time in the red, and then I'm going to switch colors. Where to start? I think I'll start over here this time. And keep going around. And I'm actually really liking working with the red. It's very festive. All right. Now I'm going to do some more of the rounding. And then I think I am going to switch colors, even though I'm definitely enjoying the red. So add some rounding where you feel like you would like to see that. I think that'll do it for me for the red. And I am going to switch to green now. And again, that's up to you if you want to keep going in red or whatever your first color is, go for it. It'll look really nice too in either metallics or if you want to use the glitter for the entire project. Again, just adding some rounding wherever I feel like it should be. And it's really looking nice and festive. And then I'm going to do another aura. Let's start over here this time. And you can really keep going out as far as you would like. If you wanted to add more fescue, you could. That. My green looks a little bit dark on the video here, but it's a nice Christmassy green. Um, and we could go out one more time, at least one more time. I'm gonna go one more time. Let's start here. And again, if you wanted to add a little bit of rounding, I'm just going to go back in and add a little bit in some areas. I don't need a lot. So just adding a little bit before I continue on with my aura there. That's about it. It's less and less of the rounding actually. And it's really all about enjoying the process. And so for here, because that's going to be end up being too pointy, I'm just going to kind of gently go like that. And why did I do that? Because it's going to be too narrow and end up being kind of pointy. So what I do with these areas is then I just go in and aura that on the inside like that. And then I am going to, you can decide again if you want to just ink that in as it is. This one's a little larger actually, so I'm going to do a little bit of rounding. And then I'm going to go ahead and do another aura on the inside, and then I'm just going to ink that in. Another thing you could do instead of just inking it in, you could start to add orbs into these areas and then ink in the little corners. But I am just today preferring to just ink these in. like that. And then again, add a little rounding to some of these areas. And a little bit right here. And I think that's about it. You can go out further or not. That is up to you. I am going to leave it like this. You can embellish again with some orbs if you would like. Like this is a perfect area for some orbs. You could tuck some in here, maybe in these areas. I am skipping orbs today because I like it the way it looks right now. It is very festive. Um, I am going to do some shading and then I will go in with my glitter pen. So I am doing shading all the way around. I'm just using my number 2 pencil. Like that. And my tortillon. Just blending out. Like that. And then I can go in with my glitter pen. And I'm doing this last because it just takes a little longer for gel pens to dry. And I didn't want to actually smear it accidentally while I was working on the rest of it. So just basically coloring it in with the glitter gel pen. Again, I'm experimenting with these zebra pens that I purchased on a whim. So far, they've been pretty good, although some of the colors are a bit odd. Like pink doesn't really look pink to me. I did another project, and even though it looks like it would be pink, it's not pink. So the zebra pens, there's a little, I don't know if it's a distortion with the color, but this gold one is pretty nice. It's pretty gold. It's kind of sparkly. Um, There we go. That's all filled in with the glitter. Gel pen, and it looks pretty nice. So that is the embedded letter technique, and you can play around with it and try different numbers of auras, placing the little fescue in different areas, and also with the rounding, maybe adding some orbs. It's so much fun to do, and they always look really nice when they're finished. No matter what you do, they always look really nice when you're finished. Different color combinations. This one obviously is for the holidays, but I've done them in pink and blue and all sorts of different colors. So yeah, it's fun any time of the year. I usually just tuck it into the package, like if I've wrapped a package and I have ribbon, and then I'll just fill out the back with my message and then tuck it in. You can use a little bit of tape if you need to, or you can take a hole punch and punch a hole there and then put a ribbon in or a string, and that works really well too. All right, I think it's kind of dry. See how nice and sparkly that is? And it looks perfect with the red and the green. I really like it. And I hope you enjoy it too. So yeah, you can use your tiles here definitely as a gift tag. Um, who knew? All right. So this is our 2025 impromptu Advent Tangles, day 5. And while this isn't a tangle per se, it's a technique that's really fun to do, and I think adds to your tangling toolbox of different things you can try, different embellishments, just to have fun with. I always like to put my name on here, the date, and again, embedded letters technique, and it's by Zentangle. And I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I always have fun with this. No matter, like I said, no matter what letter or what color combinations or where I put the rounding or the fescue. And then sometimes I just have a lot of fun with the orbs. Today I really didn't because I just like the effect of the red there. It had kind of has like a candy cane or a peppermint effect. So just playing around with that. All right, let me know what letter you chose, what colors you chose, how you like this technique. It does take a little bit of practice, maybe, but once you get it, it's a lot of fun. All right, I'm looking forward to the next day. We'll get back to a different tangle. I don't know what I'm gonna pick yet, but it'll be something different, something new. I want to do something new that I haven't done before. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Love you all.